Hey, everyone. And I am Kebie Whitehead. I'm coming to you from North Carolina, interviewing Mrs. Carmen, actually in Canada. I can't wait for her to share her story and who she is and where she's from, what she's all about. Thank you for joining Divas That Care Network. We are at divasthatcare.com, and we're on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. We are everywhere. And definitely check us out at divasthatcare.com. You can click on any of the hosts there and hear some fabulous ladies, just like Carmen tonight. And then also check out our Facebook group called the Change Makers Cafe. You'll love that group as well. It's just a community of entrepreneurial ladies who really love to serve and give back in their communities. And that's who we are, Divas That Care. So with that, I'm going to turn it right to you, Carmen. Tell us all about you, where you're from, what you do. I know you're into so many things. I can't wait for you to share what all you do, and then just a little bit also about your family and some things that you love. Go ahead, Carmen.
Well, hello, and thank you so much for asking me to do this interview. I am truly grateful. Thank you very much. It's the Divas That Care is a great platform. Anyways, I am Carmen Goebel. I have been an entrepreneur my pretty much whole adult life, ever since getting out of high school. I come from a long line of entrepreneurs, and we like business. We like people. We like sharing what we have as our wares and everything else. I, you know, Being an entrepreneur, I've had many types of business. I've had a storefront, brick and mortar business, on a partnership. I've been involved with a business and a franchise, many contractual businesses, and finally, like this right now, just a coaching business and marketing, social retail, and it is fabulous. I've been in Canada my whole life. I've traveled a little bit. I've been married a couple of times. Right now, I've been married to Lynn. He's such an amazing guy. He for 19 years almost, and he has truly been instrumental in my growth as a person, my self-worth, and everything else. It's been amazing. He has also helped me raise my children. And I have two kids, a boy and a girl, David and Nikki. They are both married. They live farther away from me, so I don't get to see my little grandchildren. I have three grandchildren. And, it's amazing. Yeah, my parents actually still live in the same town that I do now. And they've been amazing family. I am truly blessed. Thank you.
Yeah, so let me just share and piggyback off all of that. Carmen has been in the workforce as a lady in business for a long time. So, Carmen, take us through from the franchise to the hair. So, go ahead. Let's share that, and then I want to talk a little bit about your coaching.
Well, I've been a hairdresser since I was 18. And that was what I did when I first got out of high school. I really loved the beauty industry. I love serving people from the place of beauty, from that place of helping people feel good and feel worthy and feel pretty, and building relationships from that, and friendships, and knowing so many people that come walking in and out of my door, even though I'm busy and even though I'm standing doing somebody else's, other people are welcome to come into my circle and visit and chat, and I introduce people, and it's not only a service business, but it's a selling of retail business as well. And it's been great. I've actually been in and out of the hairdressing industry my whole life, depending on what's going on in my life and where I've been. But I absolutely adore it. And, having businesses like a franchise, which actually was an offshoot of my beauty industry, was a truly valuable experience. Even though it was short-lived, it was a valuable experience because it gave me the knowledge of how to do business in a different way, which I loved.
So good. And now you're back at hair. And I
Yeah.
know you love it because I've been watching that whole transition unfold and so great. Okay, so Carmen, now let's talk a little bit about your online entrepreneurisms. Really taking your businesses online from the network marketing experience to the coaching experience. I know, just to give a little background, everyone, Carmen is a vision coach, and I would like for you to share about your awesome husband that you put on that vision board and manifested that. And then also talking about the Bible study, how you had that on your vision board and now you are where you are now. So all this, by the way, ladies, is online. So Carmen's building an empire online in many areas. So yes, she has the brick and mortar. Go in, let's do hair, let's have fun. She's also, if you want to share too about your care, being a care aide and how you do go in and do that, it's brick and mortar. But then you have all your online stuff as well, where you're fitting in businesses. And one of those things is being a visionary coach, and how just for you really studying vision and that manifestation of getting the things you want by focusing in a positive state and doing all those things you teach, how you can even get a man like that. So anyway, I'll give you the floor, and all yours, Carmen.
Well, thank you very much. You know, it was how long ago? I want to say about 23 years ago. I had been alone for a little bit. My first husband and I had split up, and my children were little. They weren't babies, but they were little. They were in elementary school, both of them. So what happened was is I I really had this vision that I was really ready to go back into the dating force, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
And so I actually, and you know what? I honestly don't remember where I got this from, but I wrote down on a piece of paper everything that I wanted in a man, all the traits, you know, height. He was a tall, dark, and handsome kind of guy, and I liked his. I liked that he was kind and generous, and just traits about somebody in that vision, in that smoke, let's say, that was waiting for me. And it was funny because I actually wrote all this out on a piece of paper, stuck it inside my Bible, and left it there. And sure as I'm standing in here right now talking to you, with just after 3 months, about 3 months ish, he came knocking on my door. We actually met at a lounge, and it was him. It was everything that I wanted in
Wow.
that list, and which started me out for the vision board experience. So ever since then, I have created vision boards, and all kinds of vision boards, because at first I knew what I wanted, but it was so vague, it was so obscure and not specific. But as I grew my vision boards, I could get specific in what I wanted and everything else, and in turn built a vision coach online business through the help of having my own coach as well, which truly changed everything. It was a game changer.
Oh, so good. So then let's also talk about the Bible study. And you kind of mentioned it just a minute ago, but that you had somewhere you wanted to really be with a group of women talking about Bible study. You didn't really know, but you put it down and how that's manifested. And I truly feel like this is a way to give back, how we do that in the CCC, and that we give back to men and women, but most of our panel is women, but any gentleman can be involved as well. But it's an online Bible study. So talk about the rock success through Scripture.
It is so amazing because over the past 20 years of making vision boards, and however form they were, I always had a picture of a Bible in there. Now, how that was going to come about, I had no idea. But I found that and it was funny too, because I really have noticed that it would come off my list. I would leave it on my vision board for a few years, and then it would come off for a little bit because I thought maybe something wasn't supposed to come. I didn't know. And then something compelled me again to put it back on my list and put it back on my vision board. And I'd have it there for a little while again. And through the course of my lifetime, my adulthood and that, I've taught Bible school before. And my children have gone to Bible school and confirmation and everything else through that. So the structure of that was still there, but I knew I wanted something different to evolve. And it came about a couple years ago, it be almost 2 years ago now.
So good. And we've been in the Bible study together for over a year and going. But understand too, Carmen is a panelist. So she's not watching, she's actually giving input and on a panel, and so incredible. Okay. So also I'd like to highlight Carmen's vision class, and it's a way to get vision in your life, find your purpose, your why, your mission, and break it down. Because like many people, I've taken vision board training, and I was putting things on the board that shouldn't be there. And we just don't know what we don't know. And these high level classes or things we can get free out there sometimes aren't good, because we actually manifest what we put on the boards, and sometimes that can be bad. So Carmen actually helps you break it down and by the success you want in your life. So Carmen, before we answer a couple more questions, why don't you talk about that class? And by the way, in the bio section of the podcast or even on YouTube, Carmen's social media is there. So feel free to hook up with her and connect via Facebook, Instagram. Make sure you reach out if you are interested. But Carmen's classes are incredible. She's truly serving a lot of people. You can hear her passion in her voice about vision and the coaching behind that. And then there's other layers of learning with that. So once you get done with vision, you could move into some energy things that Carmen has. She's a Reiki master, if you want to share that. There's other parts of really soul searching deep and getting a little deeper to find who you are and where you want to be and where you want to grow. And so I just highly recommend Carmen. She and I have been working together over a couple years now. She's a right hand to me in the Bible study in our community of the CCC. And here at Divas That Care, I want to highlight her as a diva because she's truly helping a lot of people, and just want to give you that spotlight, so to speak, today, Carmen. So before you answer that question, make sure everybody, you're tuned in to Spotify, iTunes, divasthatcarenetwork.com, and also make sure you get in our Facebook group, the Changemakers Cafe. Okay, back to you, Carmen.
Thank you very much, Kebie. Being in amongst a group of coaches that build each other's businesses and build each other up in support and on our own entrepreneurial way, and having you yourself at the helm has been amazing journey, totally fabulous. But vision coaching with my coaching is helps you get goals and get a little more specific in what you want. And sometimes it's not with everything that you have on your vision board, because sometimes you have a lot of pictures and a lot of things going on. but it works on the different areas in your life. So it's not just general dream. It's working on more specific areas like your health, your financial security, your retirement, your, you know, everything, your emotional, your spiritual, because having that picture of that Bible, I didn't know what it meant until now, which is so fabulous. And like you had mentioned before, I'm a visionary coach and a Reiki master. So having that intuitive self and being able to coach people through their own, I'm going to say, issues in their tissues, I kind of like to say, because it's through their own pain that they have their growth, and that's how they can truly see that. And going into that is going into relationships. So I'm building a program on relationship building and how that has worked and having that experience from my life in in my adulthood and in my entrepreneurial spirit and my experiences. I feel that having taking my classes is an experience. It really is. It's just fun.
Yeah, so you're branching out into relationships, and I know you're also specializing in bereavement as well, which
Right.
leads me to what you give back in the community. Wow, you are taking care of the older folks that need us. So talk about caregiving and some ways you're giving back in the community. I'm truly excited for you to share.
You know, it's funny because we all have this need to serve, and it's our purpose to serve. And in what capacity we want to serve is how we individualize ourselves, because we're all different, but yet we're all human. And that's how that human experience unfolds in our life. So I became a care aide about 12 years ago, and I take care of the elderly in a nursing home. And it has been a blessing, not only financially, but a blessing because it has grown my heart in such a way that the compassion and the empathy and the care and hearing their stories and hearing their their words of wisdom has been truly an amazing experience.
So good. Yes, I can only imagine. Right. And definitely people like you called to work to do that work and to make sure that elderly people are taken care of. And you know, it is scripture that we should take care of the widow, the elderly, and the poor. So it touches your heartstrings, and to know that you're there to help serve, and then all the other wonderful nurses and caregivers there at the facility as well. And I know that you are even going to maybe even take a deep dive in to writing some books. So let's close with that as well. So what's on the forefront for you, Carmen?
On the forefront for me is a book that I'm actually in the process of writing about being a care aide and my
Yeah.
experiences. So, but it's not necessarily about uh, it's 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 dealing with the people and their stories, but more so just how the whole social structure of being a care aide works, and how us as workers chose to work, and why that specific, I'm going to say, why that specific um, work subject, why we've chosen that job. And because really we're a group of people that it's different. It's a different life. And I think that the general public needs to know and really is craving to know what it's really like as people get older.
I love it. And, I lived with a man who wanted to be in law enforcement since he was 5. And he went and done that. He lived his dream. And of course, he's evolved into other things. That's my husband. But people in roles like law enforcement, teaching, caregiving, nurses, and not to exclude anybody else, there's people who want to do computers. I believe that we know at a young age what we want to do. It's like in our blood. So that's what you're talking about, is that this is a different breed of people who want to do this, that are in like-mindedness, and then the experiences you have. To give another example, I worked for a veterinarian for about 10 years. And it's a different group of people who want to take care of animals. And it was in my blood. And what we had to do voluntarily, all the stuff we do behind the scenes that the public don't know. And then the things we take home that we don't want to carry on our shoulders, but we do carry. So I love it. I can't wait to hear your book. And I don't even know if that's what's in it, but I think so. But I can't wait to see it. And just kudos to you for, spinning a lot of plates here, but you're keeping them in the air because you're learning how to build multiple streams. You're learning how to work online. You're learning and being coached. You're a student. You really love investing in yourself, taking classes. I know here recently you took a couple confidence classes, public speaking classes. You went back to the community college and taken classes. So just want to share that about you, because you truly invest in yourself to be a better person and so that you can go serve other people. So with that, a true diva here, Mrs. Carmen Goebel from Saskatchewan, Canada, and I'm getting better at pronouncing that. And you guys and ladies, thank you so much for listening on divasthatcare.com, the network Divas That Care. And feel free to follow us on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, and we're also on Facebook. We have Instagram page as well. And the Facebook group Change Makers Cafe. That's an incredible group you want to be a part of. So we hope to see you soon. And thank you, Carmen, so much for your time today.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.